Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention. It is now time for us to share one of the greatest moments in USSSA. To be nominated, elected, and then inducted into the USSSA Hall of Fame is the ultimate honor that can be bestowed on any player, coach, umpire, director, sponsor, or participant in the USSSA program. The first USSSA Hall of Fame induction ceremony was conducted at the national meeting 30 years ago in 1979 in New Orleans, Louisiana. As of this date, 140 individuals have received this distinguished honor. This truly outstanding achievement is a lifetime dream that is obtained by a very select few. Tonight, several of our Hall of Fame members are with us, and I would like to recognize them at this time. I would ask that the members of the Hall of Fame stand when you are introduced, and I'd request that you all hold your applause until I've introduced everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, the following Hall of Famers are here with us tonight. Gary Wallach, Ron Whittleton, Rick Robertson, Don DiDonatis, John McKinley, Wayne Reinhardt, Danny Brown, Charlie LaRoche, Robert Boudreau, Jim Swint, Brenda Paulson, Mary Hoff, Ron Neely, Tom Turley, Dwight Gehring, Rick Fortuna, Tammy Totland, Mark Linneman, Brett Helmer, Jeff Wallace, Denny Helmig, Kevin Nagley, Jason Kendrick, and Dick Calvo. Please join me in recognizing each of them. And tonight, 10 individuals will join this very special group. During tonight's ceremony, each inductee will be presented with a certificate of induction, a Hall of Fame bat that has been provided by Worth Sports, and Mr. Denny Helmig of Worth Sports is here to present those. And Don DiDonatis will be presenting each of the inductees with their Hall of Fame ring. Our first inductee tonight is in the special category and is special in many ways. From Lexington, South Carolina, tonight's first inductee is Mr. Jay Crishone. At this time, I would ask that you turn your attention to the large video screens behind me.
County are mourning the loss of a very important community member tonight. Jay Crishone, who's responsible for making the county a national venue for recreation events, died on Wednesday night after a long battle that he had with cancer. News 19's Michael Benning talked with those who say that the community has definitely lost a great one.
The fields and parks around Lexington County are appropriately quiet. It's the silent reflection many are doing after the passing of the man who made this all possible.
The quality of life in Lexington has increased to the better substantially because of Jay.
The 61-year-old started working for the Lexington County Recreation and Aging Commission more than 30 years ago, and in that time literally transformed the county.
Because of Jay, his vision, his hard work, his diligence, his sporting events and sporting facilities have grown probably tenfold.
Crishone's vision helped build new recreational centers, equestrian facilities, and sports complexes. Ones big enough not to just suit locals, but to bring in national tournaments. Friend and Commission Chairman Larry Mack.
He had a vision of what we had planned to do and the things that were going to enhance the county and the people of Lexington County, the merchants, the motels and the restaurants.
Mack says Crishone, despite living with cancer, worked his hardest until the very end.
No matter how bad Jay felt, he tried his best to keep going.
That battle ended Wednesday.
Many people may not know this, but a great giant has fallen.
Now these fields sit silent, a testament to his hard work, a definitive fingerprint on the county he invested in so much.
Jay's going to be really missed in this county.
In Lexington County, Michael Benning, News 19, WLTX.
Now here with us tonight to share some memories of Jay is his close friend, Wayne Bubba Reinhardt.
Thank you. It is a pleasure for me to be here tonight. As a fellow Hall of Famer, I want to welcome our 2009 class, which I've been around a long time, and this is one of the best classes I've seen put together. But Jay, as he said, Jay was a brother to me. He was one of the best friends I could ever have, and a very good businessman. My first meeting of Jay was back 1982. I had just been appointed state director, and quite honestly, back in those days, there was a struggle. And the only place I could have for tournaments or get involved was the smaller areas, and it was really a headache. At our state tournament that year was a team playing out of Columbia, and said, we really enjoy your brand of ball. You need to get some events and get around Columbia. I said, love to, but everything is the big boys, the SA, and I just can't get my foot in the door. He said, well, I happen to know, play golf every now and then with assistant director, and maybe I can get you an appointment. Well, about October, he called me and says, Jay Crishone, assistant director, has agreed to talk with you. That Lexington County has got some big plans in the next couple of years for a complex, and they want to get affiliated with an association that they can go forward with. Well, I didn't know Jay, so I went over that afternoon, had a meeting with him, walked in, and I guess you might say it was like two pit bulls going head to head against each other. Jay's first remark to me was, another softball association, USSSA, never heard of it. I said, well, I've just moved to South Carolina, and I've never heard of Lexington County. And that's kind of the way that we talked. But Jay wanted to know about the association, and I BS'd my way through it. Then I asked Jay all about Lexington County, and Jay done a good BS job. But after about 45 minutes, Jay says, I like what I hear. He said, I'm going to give you a chance. He said, starting next year, which was the 83 season, I'm going to register my teams with you, my umpires with you, and we're going to have a new complex breaking ground next year, probably be ready in 84. I said, but in the meantime, my facilities, what I have is available. At that time, we shook hands. Here it is at the end of 2009, 26 years later, that handshake was still in place. We never signed the thing. We just shook hands. And Jay respected my word. I respected his word. And over the last 26 years, just some accomplishments. The leagues have been registered with us somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000 teams, probably in the neighborhood 5,000 umpires. Through Jay's leadership, Pretty much every tournament was bidded on and has passed through Lexington County. Some of the most successful USSSA tournaments. I remember 97, the Mixed World come through with 2017. I remember 85, back then the Church A World. I'm sure Norman Bryant would say, boy, I wish I had that now. There was like 86 teams there. Back in the early days when the Masters 40 and over started, teams 80 and 90s was always passing through Lexington County. The World Series, the Women's World Series, passed through Lexington County on a couple occasions. Every girls' youth tournament back in the 90s has passed through Lexington County. Jay wanted the best, and he never hesitated on putting a good bid in to bring the best to Lexington County. And during his term, the Oak Grove Complex, which we opened at Labor Day weekend 1984 with a Southern Division tournament, had 154 teams on it. That complex in 1990 was awarded the first complex of the year by the USSSA. Jay was a proud man. Things grew so much in Lexington County over the next several years that Jay went in front of his commission and requested we need more fields. They built another field called the Pine Grove Complex, which opened in 91. 2000, it received the Complex of the Year award. In 97, Lexington County received the Distinguished Service Award. Then in 2000, the Award of Merit. So you can see, under the leadership of this man, Lexington County, a little old small area in South Carolina, has pretty much achieved everything you can achieve with the USSSA. And in the last several years, with all the new sports coming on, baseball now is coming in, and it's just as big as the slow pitch. But Jay had a vision of all of this, and he always told me we're going to be the best, not only in the Southeast, but in the whole country. And I would like to say this, because I've been around USSSA for a long time. This organization has lost a pioneer and probably the best friend it ever had. And that's why I'm saying I am so proud to have known him and had the privilege to work with him, because I would not be here tonight without Jay Crishon, a true friend, and I miss him dearly. And I know he's looking at down tonight and saying, Bubba, don't mess up. And I hope he's proud of me. Welcome, Jay. Glad to have you in, buddy.
Thank you, Bubba. It was beautiful. And now to accept the award on Jay's behalf, his friend and the chairman of the board of the Lexington County Recreation and Aging Commission, Mr. Larry Mack.
Well, he told us we had 5 minutes to speak, and I think Bubba used up 10 of mine, so I want to consider it an honor and a privilege to accept this award for Jay tonight. I want to thank the entire USSSA organization for working with us and making this possible. Jay was looking forward to coming. In fact, he and I had talked. I have served with Jay over 30 years, and 23 years of it, he was the executive director. We done a lot of things together, and we accomplished a lot of things because Jay did have the vision to see what was coming and what we needed to do to enhance Lexington County. I know he told me before he passed away. He said, Mac, he said, I'm going to retire in December. He said, and this will probably be our last convention that we get to go together. And I want us to go and have a good time, because he was looking forward to this induction. And I know, as Bubba said, Jay is looking down now, smiling, because this was an honor and a privilege that he was looking forward to. And I do thank y'all for this tonight, and thank you for everything that USSSA has done for us and done for Jay over the years. Thank you.
At this time, first Danny Brown, the Assistant Executive Director of USSSA, will be presenting Larry with a certificate commemorating Jay's induction into the Hall of Fame.
Larry, I'll read the first one here. To whom it may concern, this certifies that Jay Crisson was upon the nomination of the National Hall of Fame Election Committee and election by the governing body of the United States Specialty Sports Association, is hereby inducted as a member of the United States Specialty Sports Hall of Fame, inducted on the 20th day of November in the year 2009.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now presenting Larry with the bat is Denny Helmig from Worth Sports. And presenting Larry with Jay's ring, honoring his induction into the Hall of Fame, will be the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Don DiDonatis.
We're not going to take too much time and do this every time, but this is special because Jay was a special man. To this association, you couldn't believe what he did for us back in the days when the association was struggling. Lexington County stepped up. They handled things in a professional way. They worked with us in every which way they could. And if it wasn't for Lexington, we probably would have struggled a lot of times in the slow pitch game. So, Larry, my pleasure to give you this ring for Jay Crisson.
Our second inductee tonight is in the director category. From Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, he is Jerry Turnberg.
When I first started playing, all of a sudden I said, well, what are these guys doing with red umpire shirts on? And I found out it's this new organization, and went to a world tournament in Tullahoma, Tennessee, and I was hooked. This is something that I do for a living, you know, that I spend a whole lot of time on, and that is very, very important to me, and I'm honored that my peers think that I am deserving of this honor. You know, I've watched the men's major for many, many, many years. I enjoy now going down below and watching the men's C teams, men's D and E teams, all the women's teams, women's A, B, C, and D. I've got 30-some teams from Minnesota down here this weekend, and my goal is to watch them all play. I'm very proud of the fact that we've registered over 6,400 teams in the state of Minnesota. I feel that we run one of the finest programs in the country. I take great pride in that. We just strive to be #1. I truly have been blessed. I've got a wonderful wife, 2 great daughters, and they've been supportive all through the years, and finally have 2 sons now because both my daughters are married. So hey, it's life is really, really good.
And now to tell us a little bit more about Jerry is his good friend and the Executive Vice President of Slow Pitch Operations for the Western United States for USSSA, Mr. Kevin Nagley.
Thank you, sir. First of all, let me go ahead and give those to Jerry. He's been waiting for like 6 hours for those. First of all, I would like to congratulate the rest of the inductees tonight. Well, I want to first say that it's a great honor to present a good friend, Jerry Turnberg. I want to acknowledge that the guy who really should be standing here tonight before you presenting Jerry could not be here because of health reasons, and that's our good friend, and he's a really close friend of Jerry, and that's Warren Bellum. And I'd like to give Warren a round of applause as a Hall of Famer. I talked to Warren this afternoon, and he is watching us live on USSSA.com. And Warren wanted me to say the following for Jerry. Congratulations to my friend Gary Thurnberg on your induction into the USSSA Hall of Fame. Warren wanted to pass on that Jerry's friendship and that his leadership goes beyond the norm. His leadership in the Central Division has been extraordinary. He was given one of the smallest divisions in our program. Jerry's excelled in building a team of state directors who are not only motivated, but have become very close-knit and become very good friends. And that's because of Jerry's leadership. The Central Division has exceeded all goals that USSSA has put before them. Jerry, in my opinion, is the greatest state director in this association's history. Given the size and the population of Minnesota, no state has ever accomplished what Minnesota has. In fact, if it weren't for Minnesota, we probably wouldn't even have a women's A program. Jerry is a very dedicated director. He works hard on improving our association, but he also plays hard. Jerry has a rule: play hard, play often, but you have to be at the meeting the next morning. Jerry has never missed a meeting physically, but he's always there. Now, we've talked about Jerry Turnberg, our great friend and our great director, but tonight I think it's only appropriate that we talk about Jerry Turnberg, the athlete. He has scampered across the frozen tundras of Minnesota, the dirt infields of Minnesota, and the sliding glass doors of Florida. There is no guy in this association that I've ever been a part of that puts more effort and has been more dedicated to this association than Jerry Turnberg. And I stand by what I say. I really would challenge that we ever had a state director in the history of this association that has done a better job than Jerry Turnberg. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our good friend, Jerry Turnberg.
Hello and good evening. Kevin, buddy, thank you for those kind words. You are a great friend. It is with great pleasure that I congratulate all of the other inductees for their wonderful accomplishments. This is a very humbling experience, and I am greatly honored. I truly have been blessed throughout life. I come from a very close-knit family. And I am thrilled that my mom and dad could make it here this week. Thanks, Mom and Dad. You're the best. And I love you. Come on, wake up here. My brother Gary and sister Carol took time off from their families and busy schedules to be here tonight. Thank you. It means the world to me. The good Lord blessed Judy and I with two beautiful daughters. After waiting 32 years, we finally have two wonderful sons. We couldn't be more proud of all four of them. Jillian, our youngest, and her husband Eric are here tonight. Thank you, and Dad loves you guys. Nicole, Mark, our little Gianna, and baby Turner, who's going to enter this world in mid-January, would love to be here tonight, but it was impossible for them to make it. Our family is so important to Judy and I. Speaking of Judy, She truly is a saint. She has put up with me for over 33 years. You mean the world to me, sweetheart, and I love you so very, very much. And thank God the girls take after their mother when it comes to looks. It is great to have members of our Minnesota USSSA family here, as well as other very, very close friends. Thank you all for being here this week. I want to recognize our entire national headquarters staff for all the work you do. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. Many thanks go to both Al Ramsey and Don DiDonatis for giving me the opportunity to serve on numerous committees and boards throughout the years, and for allowing me to work with some of the most outstanding state and area directors in this association, those from the Central and Great Lakes divisions. What do I cherish most about UTRIP? It's the people. It is each one of you. It is the wonderful friendships I enjoy with outstanding individuals from all over this country. Thank you. There's a group of us who, after a long day of meetings, we like to play Denny Crane and Alan Shore. We like to have a few drinks, smoke a few cigars, and solve the world's problems. I would like to toast them now. They're also the real athletes of our association. Let's have one. Thanks again for this most wonderful honor and a beautiful evening. God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Jerry, it's a pleasure for me to present you with your certificate for going into the Hall of Fame. I'm one of those that enjoys that Denny Crane moment on the deck, and you've been a great person for USSSA and a very dear friend.